So today we're reviewing
The Lost World Jurassic Park.
apparently most normal human beings call it Jurassic Park too, but apparently it's called The Lost World Jurassic Park. But just like Avengers is Marvel's The Avengers, it's kind of what no one calls it, but
it's just a sequel to the 1993 classic Jurassic. It was definitely a movie that I really liked. It carried over one of our favorite characters from the first Jurassic Park, in Ian Malcolm, who basically takes over the lead role of this movie. Where in Jurassic Park he was more of a side character, not as much as Dr. Grant and Dr. Ellie Sattler. But this was definitely a really good movie. It's like, once again, it's hard to follow up a movie like Jurassic Park just for how great it was. So really, no matter what it did, it'd be very hard to just beat it in a lot of ways. So what were your initial thoughts of Jurassic? Like, I know we've seen it 1,000 times since this movie came out in 1997, but just like the first time you saw it, like, what were your initial thoughts?
I mean, this is the movie where I remember I saw on TV a few years ago, and it was one of the ones I didn't really remember that much. It was the most forgettable for me, and it's probably my least favorite out of all the Jurassic movies. Which, I mean, I like all of them, but it's definitely the one I like the least. I like Jurassic Park 1 and 3, and then Jurassic World all better, but it's definitely, looking at it, like, because we just watched it a few days ago, it's definitely interesting. I like the scenes, and there's a lot of good scenes in this movie. I like it, but it's not one of my most favorite movies.
I mean, once again, like, I love all the Jurassic movies, so when ranking them, it's not like the one in last place is one that I dislike. It's just 'cause I've loved the other ones so much more, and just I like them all. But yeah, I definitely like this movie. I've definitely watched it like all the way through a lot recently and in the past. Like, once again, when I first saw it, I'll agree, I didn't really watch it as much as Jurassic Park, so there was a lot of scenes I didn't remember, but now that I've seen it so many times, I know everything. But it was definitely fun to see. I guess I won't go into specifics yet, but I guess I could just go into straight. So definitely seeing the T-Rex, but 2 T-Rexes with a baby was a really cool element to add into it. Also, just kind of the Velociraptors not really having, like, the first one where they were like a big role the entire time. You saw in the beginning they were like the big threat almost, besides the T-Rex. This one you don't even see a Velociraptor until the end, really. Well, before they go to the city, and that just kind of a field scene. Then, like, before they get the helicopter, which is still cool to see them, but just to have a different threat. And I really like the element that I've definitely grown to like more and more every time I watch it. It's like one of those kind of movies, like, where you watch it each time it gets better and better. It's just the element of them going to this island as like a expedition to, like, especially the hunting aspect, just like seeing them go on, just like being like big game hunters, but with dinosaurs. Some really cool scenes there with jeeps that can jump really high over a hill.
Wait, the Velociraptors, the first time you see them is in the field?
Yeah.
So the first time you see them is just their shadows going through the grass?
And the first thing you see is when you see their heads come up when you see people walking in. Then
that's actually really weird that they're not in it that much. But because in all the other ones, they play a huge role. It's like the only movie they aren't in it for.
It's because it's really just, I mean, I just like seeing different, like, just random dinosaurs in different spots. Like, the first dinosaur you see in this movie is a Stegosaurus. And then
I guess you don't, the Gallimimus, the little green thing.
Well, the Compies for short, the little green things. They definitely had a big role in this movie with a lot of stuff in the beginning. They're the first dinosaur. Actually, they're the first dinosaur you see. You think they kill that girl, but then they don't kill the girl. They just injured her because
I think that's bullcrap. I think they should just have her. I don't know why they had her get injured.
Those guards were booking it over there, but I definitely think, I guess I liked a lot of the action sequences, like that scene with we already talked about before a little bit, with the RV going over the edge is really great. A lot of suspense.
That is one scene I remembered from the most.
And there's just it's just like it really did a good job capturing the realism that the first one did too. Just like there's scenes where the T-Rex is near the tent, and you see the shadow, and you see it go inside. Then when it stands up, that whole chase sequence, for some reason, it seems so real, and they did it in 1997. I mean, all these seem really real, but I like that scene a lot. I feel like, I guess I can go. You just say a couple scenes you like.
I mean, I definitely like the use of the animatronics, the whole baby T-Rex, how they fixed it, and then they fixed its leg and put it back out there. And I'm trying to think, the Velociraptor scene in the tall grass is definitely one of the most memorable because it's iconic. And how you see it running through, and then they get eaten, and then... I'm trying to think the other scenes... I'm trying to think of other scenes in the movie. I know the... Well, I guess...
There's a scene where the dinosaurs fight back and hit the guy... One runs into that car and hits it.
Yeah, because the dinosaurs get captured, then they break out. That's definitely a good scene. But this movie... Should we go into, like, our negatives?
I feel like, for negatives, I mean, it's... I'm actually going to have some negatives for this. One, just to say it off the top, the characters... There's a lot of just forgettable characters that you don't... I mean, you're not supposed to really get too attached to them, but just... The one that you're supposed to really get attached to, the female lead, it's not that I don't like her character, I think it's supposed to be kind of annoying, the way that she's not listening to Ian Malcolm, and acting like she knows what she's doing when she doesn't know what she's doing. That kind of is annoying, because I just didn't really like that character that much. I feel like Ian Malcolm is such a great character, but I feel like he's almost better suited as a side character. I still think he carried his weight in this movie, but I just think he's better suited to be the side character making funny jokes and just still being able to deliver great lines like he's done. He's delivered the best lines in the series, honestly. And just having so many characters that do get picked off throughout the movie. I liked having a lot of people have cool death scenes with dinosaurs. And then, I know we didn't really talk about it yet, but then this is probably the biggest complaint. I honestly don't have a big complaint about this because I think it still looked real and cool. Everyone always says it's out of nowhere where the T-Rex gets brought to San Diego and it's walking around the city and the neighborhood. I mean, I thought it was cool. I could see why maybe they thought it could have just ended with the island. But I think it's a cool aspect to see because they wanted to bring Jurassic Park to San Diego. And just seeing that, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one aspect where I guess that's kind of a negative. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's not terrible. I mean, I'm not like... It's still very interesting to see it on mainland, but it is a lot more interesting to see it on the island. So I guess that could be a slight negative. I mean, I like the scene, though, how it goes in the backyard and drinking out of the pool and stuff. So I can't really say I don't like it, but like when it's running on the streets, it's just not as interesting as seeing it in the woods.
There's just things about it, like there's a lot of things I liked about it. I like seeing all the dinosaurs. There's just certain characters, like the kid character in this one. Once again,
the gymnastics scene.
That whole scene, I think that really took a hit on Velociraptor because, I mean, not only that, just that whole scene, like Velociraptor is supposed to be strategic, like perfect killing beast, and not only is she able to kick one out of a barn, but the whole time Ian Malcolm's running away from this one, it makes them look like they're stupid and they can't think at all. Like and if this was like honestly realistic, like with how they usually are. Every other movie, like he's holding a door and like it jumps around, he'd be dead at any of those attacks. I did like the scenes where like they were digging into try to get in because that's realistic, but I just think that was they just went too far-fetched with some of the ways of escaping as Velociraptors, but I was able to look past that because there's a lot of great things in this movie. So I feel like I gave Jurassic Park a 10 out of 10, and then this one, it's I really like these movies a lot, and because there's a couple of characters that annoyed me and certain things I didn't like that they did with dinosaurs, and it seems like it's so long, and the storyline is just not a set storyline for the most part, where it's just kind of there's a lot of different subplots going on. And I think it works for me enough cohesively to get a definitely above average score for me. I'd definitely have to give this movie an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with the same score. I'll probably give it an 8.5 because there's a lot of enjoyable moments, but there is some negatives. There's not glaring negatives, but there's certain aspects like when the T-Rex is on mainland. It's not that I hated it, but I would rather see it in the woods probably. Even though I like the scene in the backyard, then.
Yeah, I'm definitely
something like the girl kicking the Velociraptor out really doesn't bother me that much, but I mean it's mostly positive. So an 8.5 is a pretty good score. I mean.
It's still pretty good. That was our quick review of the Lost World Jurassic Park. We'll be doing our Jurassic Park 3 review here soon. Thanks for watching this quick review, and we will see you guys in the next movie review. Bye, guys.
But I've been on too many safaris with rich dentists to listen to any more suicidal ideas. Okay.
Okay.